Okay, well there you can see a lovely shot through the roof of centre court. That roof was across the court yesterday. We had some bad weather. It was very showery and rainy, but look at that sky. Absolutely beautiful blue skies, not a cloud in the sky today, so it's absolutely stunning. So if you'd like to continue watching that men's doubles, you can do so via the BBC or ESPN. But for now, we're going to welcome Craig O'Shaughnessy back into the studio. You're going to analyse that second semi-final between Serena Williams. So let's just take a look at, well, to give us the facts of what you found out.
Yes, well, Serena gets through, and really the discussion of the match starts and stops with the serve and return game. So in the opening game of the match, Maria serves, gets to 30-all, serves a double fault, and then it gets back to deuce, and then two more double faults. So starting with 3 double faults in an opening service game is a very difficult way to kick something off, especially here in a Wimbledon semi-final. By comparison, in the last service game, Serena hit a double fault, but she surrounded that with 3 aces and a service winner. It was basically an ace as well. So there was a massive difference in that. The double fault count for Maria was only 6, but they came at really tough times. The other one was at 2-all in the second set to lose that and to lose serve there, and then at 3-5 she served another one at deuce to gift a match point. So it wasn't a high count, but very, very tough times there.
Well, Serena Williams there, so quick up to the ball mats. When you watch her around the court, the footwork is phenomenal, but she doesn't hesitate, does she, to get up to that short ball?
No, she's so confident too when she gets up there. And really, I mean, she's such a complete player. She's just chosen to play the way she plays, but she could do a lot more things on the court. She could, she's got soft hands. She could potentially slice a backhand. I've seen her warm up hitting one-handed backhands in the last couple of years. So again, but it's just a choice that some players, they choose to play a certain way because they have the biggest chance to win. But it's unfortunate with the serve, I think, with Sharapova, because you think a lot of people are going to say, well, they're professionals. Can't you get the serve in order? But it's more nerves, I think, because when you double fault 3 times in the first game and then only 3 more times in the whole match, that means it's more mental, I think, than technical for Maria Sharapova.
Yeah, I agree. Maria only won 6 points for the entire match, 3 in each set, on her own second serve. So that was a real battle there. And then she only won 4 points against Serena's first serve, 2 in each set. So those 2 battlegrounds really dictate who wins. And it was a very tough day at the office for Maria in those areas.
Yeah, let's take a look at the second set then, because it did get a little bit better for Maria Sharapova, didn't it?
Yes, it did. It did. She did come back in the second set. Serena's serve patterns were mainly down the middle. She served 60% of all serves for the entire match down the middle, 27% went wide, and 13% at the body. So basically, she didn't really care whether it was to a forehand or backhand. 52% went to the Sharapova backhand, 48% to the forehand. But you know, always on attack, always looking to take that ball early and force the error from Sharapova.
Yeah, and I think when you have somebody serving down the middle more, down the tee than wide, it just sort of means, well, I'm not that worried. I'm going to overpower you. I'm not going to give you any angles. I'm just going to go sort of pretty much down the middle. I know I'm better than you. I know I'm hitting the ball harder than you. And if it should go wide, Serena Williams moves much better than Maria Sharapova. She's stronger in the defensive position. So tactically, it's one of those matches where Serena Williams, in my book, she's spot on again.
Yeah, well, she just was dictating so much of the play out there, and of course that's what Maria Sharapova likes to do, isn't it, Craig? She likes to take charge of the point first up, but wasn't allowed to do that today.
Yeah. Well, we just saw the backhand return there of Serena Williams. She put 85% of her backhand returns back in play. Maria, only 44%.
Yeah, well, that was the shot that sealed the victory, and was made to serve out the match because, of course, she had the match point in that 5-3 game, but was made to play out the final game. But I think that's what even more impressive about her, Mats, is the fact that she came out, banged down an ace on the very first point of that service game. So no sign of any nerves at all. I mean, just such a clear, strong mind out there.
Yeah, and the right serve, she starts out with an ace wide. Yeah, and you would think she's gone, like Craig said over here, she went down the tee most of the times, but suddenly, for some whatever reason, she goes with her most secure serve, the one that Sharapova should maybe have predicted, but how could you when she goes down the tee more often than wide? So just playing the whole poker hand here, Serena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good match. I mean, I don't think Serena was at the level she was in the Australian Open final. I saw a little bit of looseness, but at the same time, it was dominating by the score and certainly taking the racket out of Maria's hands and not letting her really dictate to her. It was more just looseness on Serena's side that hurt more than anything. But, you know, through to another Wimbledon final, you can't complain.
Yeah, how crushing a defeat is this for Maria Sharapova? That's her 17th one in a row. I mean, clearly sort of getting more and more inhibited out there up against. I mean, she's got one of the strongest mentalities out there. She's such a great fighter, but spirit, or I would say the candle must be flickering quite low at the moment with her belief against Serena Williams.
Definitely. I think that the good thing for Maria Sharapova is that she's number 2 in the world now. The bad thing is the next time they play is going to be in another finals, and it might not be in a Grand Slam, it might be on tour, but it is going to be the finals, and that's bad. It'd be much easier for Sharapova to turn this around, let's say in the quarterfinals, maybe a semifinals, in a smaller tournament, maybe throughout the hardcourt season in America, maybe in Cincinnati, the Canadian Open. Cincinnati, Serena lost, I believe, last year, and she didn't lose any other match the whole summer. She won the US Open. Now, all eyes are going to be on them because they are going to be the last match in the tournament, another finals, and everybody's going to start talking about it again. There's nowhere to hide for Sharapova, so in many ways it's great to be number 2 in the world, but it's not going to help her in this situation, that's for sure.
Yeah, I completely agree. You would think losing so many times in a row that there could be an element of, okay, I've got nothing to lose anymore, I'm just going to go for it. But it doesn't seem to be going down that pathway. It seems to actually be going the other way, is that Serena kind of owns Maria, and especially today, is dominating more and more.
No, that's the problem. I don't know what she can do. I mean, we know it's easy. You have to work on your serve. You got to improve your second serve. But you can't practice against Serena. If you could practice against somebody that plays like her, you could do that. But you just don't have that situation because there's going to be 10,000 people, and yeah, it's unfortunate. But again, keep trying, because at some point, surely Serena Williams is not going to be the best player in the world, and you can again beat her. Whether it's in 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years, it's going to turn around at some point for Maria.
Yeah, I mean, the trouble is, I guess, with Serena being at 33 years of age, and yet her tennis seems to be getting better and better and better. She's added little bits of layers to it as well. The forehand is improved, isn't it? I mean, it's quite unstoppable at the moment.
Yeah, it is unstoppable. She's really getting better and better. And when you have that serve, you can rely on it so much. We saw it with Ivo Karlovic, whether that's a good comparison or not, but he's 36 years old. He's playing the best tennis of his life. So Roger Federer is 33, based on his serve these days. So the serve is such a huge weapon on the women's side.
It certainly is. Thank you very much for that, Craig. Fantastic as always.